As you know, America was founded by people who came to this land in search of liberty and opportunity. And when the weight of an oppressive government began to come down on them in the 1770s, they hardened their resolve, took an oath to stand together, and risked everything for the cause of liberty. They ultimately won their independence and succeeded in breaking the chains and shackles of servitude to the King of England. These brave men and women understood that our rights come from our Creator. They are not given to us by any government. They are unalienable. They cannot be taken away by any government. That is why the Constitution was written very carefully by the founders to protect our unalienable rights. The Constitution doesn't contain thousands of pages of legalese jargon like most of our federal legislation today, but rather it was written so that every American could easily understand it. Its main purpose was to protect the people's unalienable rights by limiting the power of the federal government by only giving it very specific enumerated powers. All other powers not given to the federal government, as we all know here today, is reserved to the states and to we the people. We are gathered here today because our federal government over the last 100 years or so, under both Republican and Democratic administrations, has gradually increased its powers beyond its constitutional limitations, while our individual freedoms are gradually being lost to an ever-growing and more intrusive federal government. We are living in a country today that's vastly different from the one that many of us grew up in. It is almost becoming a foreign country to us. America has become a country in 2010 where our common language, our core principles, and shared beliefs have been unconstitutionally tossed aside by the socialists and globalists in our federal government and by radical activist judges who continually show their disdain for the will of the American people. Our federal government has created new rights for a wide variety of special interest groups, encouraged the culture of dependency, all in the name of fairness, tolerance, and political correctness, while at the same time they are intolerant of us and call us teabaggers, truthers, birthers, fascists, Nazis, and racists, only because we dare to disagree with them. There is only one way to bring our federal government back to its original foundation and limitation, and that is to make the federal government, as the sign says right here, obey the Constitution. What is particularly troubling to me is the fact that at a time when our country continues to be invaded by millions of illegal aliens, and many of our states, particularly the border states, are struggling to survive under this invasion, the federal government is, for the first time in our history, siding with the foreign invaders against their own citizens.